Welcome to Baby Eagle. Hidden cameras in the wild are meant to capture animals in their natural habitat. But what if one recorded something so bizarre, so unexplainable, that it shocked the world? Stay with us as we reveal a discovery that defies belief. An unforeseen encounter in the wild. Deep within an untouched forest, far from the reach of modern civilization, conservationist Alex Lang was on a mission. His work involved analyzing hours of trail camera footage, hoping to document rare or endangered wildlife. As he sifted through the recordings, the usual sights played out before him: bears searching for food, owls soaring silently through the trees, and foxes weaving through the thick undergrowth. It all seemed routine, yet Alex couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. At first, he dismissed it as nothing more than instinct. Perhaps he had simply expected too much, hoping to uncover a rare species or witness an elusive predator in action. The days dragged on, and as he continued reviewing the footage, his excitement began to wane. The forest, it seemed, had nothing extraordinary to reveal. But just as he was about to give up, something appeared on screen. Something that would send chills down his spine and change everything he thought he knew about this place. The mysterious figure in the forest. The motion-activated camera had detected movement, but what it captured was unlike anything Alex had expected. On the far left side of the screen, a shadowy figure emerged from the dense foliage. His heart pounded as he leaned in, struggling to comprehend what he was seeing. It was a woman. Her appearance was startlingly out of place. Dressed in what looked like a black leotard or swimsuit, she moved in an unnatural, almost robotic manner. Her arms hung stiffly at her sides and her head tilted downward as she advanced through the forest. There was no hesitation, no reaction to her surroundings, as if she were oblivious to everything around her. Alex's mind raced. There were no trails in that section of the forest, and human encounters in such a remote area were virtually unheard of. His team had documented very few people over the years, and none had ever been so strangely dressed or moved so eerily. As the woman continued her silent march across the screen, she suddenly stopped. Her head turned slightly, as if responding to something behind her, but there was nothing. No noise, no movement, no sign of life beyond the trees. Then, without warning, she resumed her pace, fading into the darkness at the edge of the frame. When the video ended, Alex sat frozen, gripped by an unshakable unease. Had he just witnessed something he wasn't meant to see? A mystery that captivated the internet. Determined to find answers, Alex rewatched the footage repeatedly, but the more he examined it, the less sense it made. The camera had functioned properly, the timestamp was correct, and there were no indications of tampering. So how had this woman appeared in such an isolated part of the wilderness? And more importantly, who was she? Unsure of what to make of it, Alex decided to show the video to his supervisor. Within hours, the footage was making waves online, sparking a frenzy of speculation. Social media exploded with theories, some rational, others far more unsettling. Was she a lost hiker? A hoax staged to spook viewers? Or was there something much more sinister lurking in the depths of the forest? Paranormal enthusiasts suggested she could be a spirit, a ghostly apparition tied to the land. Some even linked the sighting to cryptid legends, whispering about ancient entities that had long been rumored to roam the wild. Others compared the incident to reports from haunted locations like Japan's Aokigahara Forest, infamous for its eerie encounters and unexplained phenomena. The more people analyzed the footage, the deeper the mystery became. What was once an ordinary, secluded forest had transformed into a place of unsettling possibilities. The world was watching, waiting for an answer. But for now, the woman in the forest remained an enigma, her presence raising more questions than anyone could answer. The Revelation, Emily Reynolds. As speculation reached a fever pitch, the mystery surrounding the woman in the forest only deepened. Was she a ghost, a lost soul wandering the wilderness? Could she be an undiscovered cryptid lurking in the shadows for centuries? Or was this an eerie, unexplainable phenomenon that defied all logic? As the footage spread across the internet, theories emerged, yet none fully unraveled the chilling truth behind the strange figure captured on camera. The video sparked endless debates. Who was she? What was she doing there? Was this an encounter with the paranormal, or something even more disturbing? Despite countless theories, the mystery remained unsolved until an unexpected revelation changed everything. A man named Carl Reynolds stepped forward, visibly shaken. As he watched the footage, his hands trembled. Then, through teary eyes, he uttered words that shocked everyone. "That's my sister. That's Emily." Emily Reynolds had vanished 4 years ago during a solo road trip. Her abandoned car was found 20 miles from the forest, but there were no leads, no sign of struggle, no messages, nothing. The case had gone cold, leaving Carl and his family devastated. They never stopped searching, but they had never imagined they would find her like this, wandering deep in the wilderness, her expression blank, her movements unnatural. The revelation was heartbreaking. Emily was alive, but where had she been all these years? Had she been lost, trapped, or was there something more sinister at play? The mystery had taken an unexpected, deeply personal turn, but the questions only multiplied. The search intensifies. Carl's revelation changed everything. What had once been an eerie video was now a desperate search for a missing person. The woman in the footage was no longer a nameless figure. She was someone's sister, someone's daughter. Emily Reynolds had become the center of a mystery far stranger than anyone could have imagined. How had she survived alone in the forest for 4 years? Had she been living off the land, hiding from something, or someone? And if she had been out there this entire time, why had no one found her before? Authorities immediately launched a large-scale search. Helicopters soared over the dense treetops, drones scanned every inch of the wilderness, and search teams scoured the ground for any trace of Emily. They focused on the area where her car had been discovered years ago, hoping to piece together the path she might have taken. But the forest refused to give up its secrets. Despite their best efforts, there were no footprints, no signs of a shelter, no personal belongings. It was as if Emily had simply vanished. Again. The footage had provided a shocking clue, but instead of leading them to her, it had only deepened the mystery. The strange cabin. Days passed and the search efforts intensified. Yet, despite the helicopters, the ground teams, and the online frenzy, no one could explain how Emily had remained hidden for so long. Speculation ran wild. Some believed she had been held captive in a hidden location, possibly in an underground bunker or an abandoned shelter. Others wondered if she had deliberately disappeared, fleeing from something she couldn't face. And then there were the more unsettling theories. Had she encountered something beyond human comprehension? Could she have been taken by something lurking deep within the forest? While authorities struggled to make sense of the case, Alex Lang couldn't let go of the mystery. He had been the first to witness the haunting footage, and the image of Emily, pale, eerily detached, drifting through the trees, was burned into his memory. He needed answers. Rewatching the video for the 100th time, he noticed something he hadn't before: a barely visible landmark, a small clearing hidden within the thickest part of the woods. His heart raced. Could this be a clue? Without hesitation, Alex made a decision. He had to go there. Armed with only a map, his instincts, and a burning determination, he set off into the wilderness. The journey was grueling. Branches clawed at his skin, the dense underbrush slowed his progress, and exhaustion set in. But he kept moving, driven by a singular purpose: to find Emily and uncover the truth. What he would discover deep within the forest would be more chilling than anything he had imagined. The discovery of Emily's cabin. Deep in the heart of the forest, Alex Lang stumbled upon something no search team had ever found: a small, abandoned cabin hidden beneath a canopy of towering trees. His breath caught in his throat as he approached. How had this place remained undiscovered for so long? Why had no one else found it? Pushing open the creaking wooden door, he stepped inside. Dust swirled in the dim light, and the air was thick with the scent of time. Stale, undisturbed for years. His eyes adjusted to the darkness, and then he saw her. In the farthest corner of the cabin, Emily Reynolds sat motionless. For a long moment, Alex hesitated, barely able to process what he was seeing. Her face was sunken, her skin pallid and stretched tightly over her fragile frame. Her wide, hollow eyes held an emotion he couldn't quite place. Was it fear? Shock? Something deeper? Something more unsettling? Emily was alive, but barely. The question loomed over Alex like a shadow. How had she survived all these years in the depths of the wilderness? Had it been pure instinct, a relentless will to live? Or was something else, something beyond explanation, at work? What do you think? Could Emily's survival be attributed to something more than human resilience? Share your thoughts in the comments below as we continue unraveling this mystery. Emily's recovery. Emily's return from the forest was only the beginning of another battle. Though she had been found, she was far from healed. Her body, frail and emaciated, bore the marks of years spent enduring the merciless wilderness. What once had been vibrant, healthy skin now clung to her bones, and the light in her eyes had faded into a hollow stare. But the most haunting aspect of Emily's condition wasn't her physical state. It was her mind. Doctors warned that her mental recovery would be far more difficult than regaining her physical strength. She had been lost for so long that reality itself seemed unfamiliar. Would she ever remember what had happened to her? And if she did, would she be able to handle the truth? At times, she sat in silence for hours, staring into the distance as if trapped in a place no one else could reach. Her memory was fractured, like a puzzle with too many missing pieces. Occasionally, she spoke of vague, disjointed recollections, wandering endlessly, always moving, searching for something unknown. But, when pressed for details, the memories slipped through her fingers like sand, never quite forming a clear picture. What had driven her forward for all those years? Had she been running from something, searching for something? Or had something been guiding her all along? Each time she tried to remember, it seemed to take something from her. Was it better for some memories to remain buried? Alex watched her struggle, and he couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to her survival than mere chance. Something had kept Emily alive, but what? Carl's emotional reunion with Emily. The world was still grappling with the mystery of Emily's survival, but for Carl Reynolds, only one thing mattered. His sister had been found. The day they reunited, Carl could hardly breathe. His heart pounded in his chest as he stepped into the hospital room where Emily sat, staring out the window. She turned slowly. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Carl had spent 4 years searching, 4 years agonizing over where she was, if she was even still alive. Now, standing before her, he felt an overwhelming wave of relief, but also deep sorrow. She was alive, but she was not the same. Her body had withered under the weight of survival, and her once bright eyes now carried a haunting emptiness. She looked like his sister, but in many ways she was a stranger. What had she been through? Tears blurred his vision as he moved closer, wanting to say something, anything. But words failed him. He expected her to look at him with recognition, to smile, to say his name. But she didn't. Instead, for a long, aching moment, she simply studied his face. Then, just for a second, something changed. A flicker of warmth, a hint of familiarity, and then a smile. It was faint, fleeting, barely there. But Carl saw it. In that small moment he knew his sister was still in there. Buried beneath the trauma, beneath the mystery, beneath the years of unimaginable isolation, Emily was still there. Would she ever fully return to the sister he had lost? That remained unknown. But for now, Carl had something he had dreamed of for years. Alex's reflections and the forest's secrets. A bitter-sweet reunion. The moment Carl was reunited with Emily was both joyful and heartbreaking. For years, he had braced himself for the worst, preparing for a reality where he might never find his sister again. Seeing her alive felt like a miracle, yet the woman standing before him was not the same Emily he had known. The road to recovery would be long, filled with uncertainty and struggles. Carl no longer sought to unravel the mystery of the forest or the strange events surrounding Emily's disappearance. His only focus now was helping her heal. Some questions might never have answers, and some truths could remain buried forever, but none of that mattered anymore. All Carl wanted was for Emily to reclaim her life, to rediscover herself beyond the shadow of her lost years, and to move forward. She had been lost for so long. Now she deserved a chance to truly live again. Meanwhile, Alex found himself unable to let go of the mystery. His thoughts kept returning to the footage. The eerie, mechanical way Emily had walked, the hidden cabin, and the inexplicable way the camera had captured her image at just the right moment. Had it been pure coincidence? Or had something, some unseen force, guided him toward her? The forest's hidden truths. For centuries, the forest had kept its secrets well, but now it felt as if those secrets were beginning to surface. The odds of discovering Emily in such an obscure, untouched place seemed impossibly slim. Alex couldn't ignore the possibility that something larger was at play. Had the forest allowed her to be found, or had it concealed her until the right moment? A thought took root in Alex's mind. What if this was just the beginning? Perhaps the forest held more than anyone realized. Perhaps it was more than a silent observer of time. It was a keeper of stories, a witness to things beyond human understanding. What else lay hidden beneath its towering trees and endless shadows? What mysteries had it guarded for generations, unseen by those who passed through? As Alex stood at the forest's edge, gazing into its depths, he couldn't shake the feeling that it was holding its breath, waiting for the next seeker to step inside and uncover the truths that had long been forgotten. Some stories remain untold, some secrets never revealed. What else does the forest know, and what else has it seen? If you enjoyed today's story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Baby Eagle. Your support helps us continue bringing you thrilling content. Click on the next video on your screen. You won't want to miss it. Let us know in the comments which country or mystery you'd like to see next. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Stay curious and keep exploring.